So I had dinner the other day with one of the largest kind of media publication owners in the world. And he said, I'm worried, Harry, I don't think that I will have a business in a couple of years. I think, Bunny, we're getting killed on our advertising because everything's getting scraped and they're not coming to our websites. And that's where we get paid. We get paid for clicks. Is he right to be worried?
I think he is right to be worried. Like, again, you look at Google's announcements yesterday, we were talking about this day after Palm 2. You suddenly look at the new Google page where they've got the language model, and it's just text. And where are the clicks? It was like when Google introduced AMP. You know, this is where rather than looking at the New York Times page, you have this formatted thing with no New York Times kind of stuff there. Like, these search entities that aggregate are disintermediating more and more, and people are going to become used to just having synthesized input. So what does search look like? What does it look like when your GPT-4 can write you an article about any news that's happening in a way that's customized to you and your context and everything like that? This is massively disruptive for media and information. And so they have to think, where am I in the future? Where, again, the best way to think about the impact of this is they're really talented grads that occasionally go off their meds, and we push a button and we can get 1,000 of them. Those grads include journalists. And you can have your own journalist army, your own writer army, your own coder army, your own designer army.
So the pushback against that is libel. He said, good fucking luck. We spend our life in lawsuits. Libel is real. You are going to get unbelievable amounts of libel cases. And then OpenAI will be fucked. You cannot have 1,000 libel cases a day.
Well, this is the thing. If you say this needs to be checked and cross-checked, that's one thing. But a lot of the media companies say we're the source of authority. So a way that media companies can shift is by having, in a deep fake and other age where everything can be generated, we make sure this is real news. We are very thorough in the way we do it.
So this is interesting. So you place a premium on authority.
Premium authority. This is why you've got the check marks coming out at Twitter and the organizational £1,000 a month and Facebook doing the same, because you need to have a level of authenticity, a level of authority. But again, is the news fair and balanced? I've had lots of hit pieces coming out against me and got a lot more. It's not, because they have angles, you know? And so what is the bias of the New York Times versus this versus that versus others? How do people consume news now? And even news consumption has gone down dramatically, right? Because people consume news through their social networks, through their groups and other things. So you have to say, what is the model?
But the hard part is, none of the next generation models or AI providers want to be content publishers. So how do you fit in a world where, you're killing their business model on the content side, but they don't want to be publishers?
You will have AI first publishers. So if you remember kind of Vox and these things when they kind of kicked off, they wanted to be generative. They wanted to be technology first. You're going to have a new wave of AI first publishers that aren't just AI, but it's AI plus humans. Because AI plus...
What does that look like? Sorry, AI plus humans. Like
AI plus humans means that you have information coming in, and then the drafts are automatically written, reviewed by humans, who then give their input to train it better. This is kind of the feedback flow. And then what happens is it comes out and there's a factual anchors, and then it gets customized to Alabama. And then Alabama context and all sorts of other things. Because you can tell it, TLDR, too lazy didn't read, explain it like I'm 5, make it more complex. And so you're going to see something very interesting here, which is the right news at the right time. The localization will return, but again, through AI first. I think this is the thing. We're seeing AI integrated, but the next wave is going to be, once we understand design patterns, AI first, everything in information flows, once these technologies are a bit more mature.
Can you just help me understand AI integrated versus AI first? What is
AI integrated means that I have an existing newsroom and I bring in AI to write faster drafts and things like that. AI first is saying, I have an army of things I can spin up instantly that can help me achieve these certain things to create news that is valuable for this reason with this feedback loop. And so you build the system kind of from the start thinking AI at the core versus AI being integrated in to improve existing systems. Because so much of news is what? We find information, we have drafting, we have this, we have that, we do these checks. A lot of that can be simplified. Just like we moved from the analog to the digital age, to the internet age, the next age is the AI age.